Hey guys, and welcome back to Daredevil Born Again. This is the season finale. Previously on, we had a ball, I guess. We had a whole dance thing going on. Uh, Bullseye escaped from prison, and Matt took a bullet for Kingpin, which still don't know what that's about, don't know why. And I think that was really the only other thing that happened that episode. It was just Bullseye escaping, yeah. Lord knows what's going to happen next. There's only one way to find out, so let's just go ahead and get straight to it.
I'm offering you a chance to get your mind back, your self. This is no way to live.
That's a lot of pills.
You are the very best at this type of thing. That's why I came. Simple offer. Trust me.
Subtle manipulations, man. Putting a hand on his and everything. Forcing the pen into his hand.
You're free.
Oh, everything went blue. The red really sticks out too. Why did he jump in front of it, man? That's something. Hopefully, they explain it this episode.
Karen?
Nope.
It's the drugs. Still shaking.
All I care is that you're still alive.
I'm curious if this was Vanessa's doing or if it was just Bullseye doing his thing.
Vanessa, I know you've moved millions through Red Hook. Now that I'm mayor, we can move billions. Gallo and
Make it seem legit, but if you control the ports, then you can do whatever the fuck you want, really.
all of it architecture. I ran to save the city, but opportunities present themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Once a kingpin, always a kingpin, huh? Falling into his old ways again. And so's Matt by the sounds of things.
I want the bridges shut down! I want the tunnels closed!
Sir, a lone gunman attacking the mayor is a massive affront, of course. I see that. But to seal the city, you need a large-scale, real and present threat to public safety.
A sniper on the loose?
Tell me, what's Matt Murdock's condition?
Stable. Recovering in Metro General. Murdoch saving you does complicate the optics of things somewhat.
No.
Hero is as hero does.
Imagine if our fearless lawyer from Hell's Kitchen were to succumb
You want to kill him in the hospital?
and by trying to save the mayor. In this case, a dead hero is better than a live vigilante.
No second thoughts, huh? If I were Fisk, I'd send Matt flowers too, as well. So thank you, but a fuck you. I'm curious if we're going to see how many vigilantes are we actually going to see in this episode. As if they're all being hunted right now.
I imagine that you know who in my staff is loyal and who is not.
Loyal to Fisk.
You.
Get rid of the ones who aren't.
Yeah, you can say them. I've gotten ear to the ground here.
Good.
Looks like Sheila's got a decision to make. It's been a while since I've heard this song. Didn't know what it was called though. Killing Me Softly.
You're pretty much the last person I expected to find here.
You know you're a wall-to-wall asshole.
Ah, Frank.
You got nothing to make a goddamn pot of coffee in this house.
Well, not everyone lives in a fallout shelter, Frank.
Is that a new costume? What do they call you now? Nightgown man?
What about you? After shaving a haircut? That all for me?
Made himself look pretty.
Thought this wasn't your fight.
Yeah, well, I got a phone call, changed my mind.
Care to be more specific?
No, I do not. Made a promise I was gonna get you out of here alive. That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
I assume it was Karen.
Hey, Red,
Yeah.
how would you take a bullet for that asshole?
Thank you for asking the question.
That is a good question.
He just reacted on instinct then. Ash is going to be moving a little slower though. That was a hell of a shot. That impact was great. Nice.
Frank, stop!
Slow-mo impacts. Jeez.
Do it, Red. Come on,
He's not gonna do it.
He's not worth it, Frank.
worth it. How about him? He worth it? How about that, huh?
What is wrong with you? You can't help yourself, can you?
Goddamn hands off of me!
Goddamn liability every time.
Good for you,
What is
Quark.
wrong with you? Shut up!
Grenade, huh? Run! Run!
They both picked that up. How far did they jump? Who is it? Oh, hey, it's Karen.
Come on. Get in.
Obviously, and there's this one is that we have people actually boarding up their windows and doors instead of metaphorically, and then you have people who are looting. And
Because, of course, you know, that's what people do.
Freeze! Show me your hands!
Damn. Is this the Safer Street initiative?
He's a spurt. He's just a kid.
No. It's not a kid. It's a mass vigilante.
Jesus Christ, man. Well, Fisk is giving him free reign to do whatever, so.
Yes. Okay. Here's the motion Foggy filed.
Good work, Karen Page.
Well, Foggy was going to argue that, whoa, due to the unique nature of the Red Hook port location, no crime was committed in the state of New York or even the United States of America. Therefore, the court has no jurisdiction to
The
prosecute.
Port of New York doesn't fall under
Photocopy.
New York or United
Red
States.
Hook Charter 1855. Holy crap, it's a free port.
Red Hook is shit.
From the jurisdiction of the city and the country, for that matter.
What would that have to do with the fiscs?
They can do whatever the fuck they want.
Has used the port to store art for years now. I mean, if it's a free port, she's doing it without customs, without taxation, without
Yep.
mere seizures.
She could launder money legally.
Right. And how
You could import, export, whatever the fuck.
Non-lethal zone. No shoot.
Non-lethals only.
We just want to talk.
Real pity Frank doesn't give a fuck about you guys. Oh man, there's a lot of blood spray in this episode.
It's an honor to meet you, Castle. I'm a big admirer of your work. And I lost a lot of guys because of you today.
Jesus Christ.
And Frank, everything that you do, you know, you can do that with us. And you don't gotta run anymore. These guys fucking idolize you, man. They all do.
I just don't think they understand what it is he actually does or why he's doing it.
What do you know about me? How I see the world? You know how I see the world?
That would be one hell of a hard hit. Oh man.
We will keep this city safe.
He's pulling a great Kali.
And he ran into the big chop by Kali. And now the vice grip. The vice grip with DiBiase. He's going to pass out. Look at his eyes. Look at his face.
We will not let anyone
He's just showing the bad guys on top.
threaten our...
Though I suppose it's classic storytelling, isn't it? Holy shit! Fucking Christ. His fucking jaw, a bit of the fucking head up here. Fuck. That was some nasty work.
It's crawling with task force.
Yeah, this is such a video game level.
All right, I'm going in. Stay here. Stay out of sight.
If only there were more vigilantes on the streets.
Yeah, you're right. But we can beat him.
I'm going to take this city back, Karen.
Where do we start?
We need an army.
Now, who is there for you to get?
You're right, sir.
Yeah, I'm fine. You? Dr. Glenn, you know I'm going to change this city.
Hmm.
I'm going to turn it into a place that we're proud to live in. But I need help.
She already hates vigilantes.
Commissioner of Mental Health.
It would be my honor,
Hmm.
Mayor Fisk.
Yeah, that seemed to be where she was headed. But how loyal is she going to be?
As you may know, there was an attempt on my life by a vigilante last night. And in the act of sabotage, our city's power grid was disrupted.
Wow.
Lawlessness. Commissioner Gallo. He chose to resign.
I'm not even saying he's dead, huh?
New York City is under martial law. Now, with the rule of law restored, we can go back to our pursuit of life, liberty, happiness together.
Can the mayor do that without, like, governor's approval or something? Like, I don't know how that's supposed to be run.
My mistake was thinking I was immune to the darkness. And I let it creep inside me. I let the dark power me.
I threw Poindexter off that rooftop. Karen, I wanted to kill him.
I would too if my best friend was lying there, dying, and all I could hear was his heartbeat fading. Jersey's bar. The last two good cops in the city.
The system isn't working.
Vigilantes.
It's rotten. Corrupt.
I wonder who that old lady was then, next to Jack. Great music choice. Everything in its right place.
Resist, rebel, rebuild. Because we are the city. Without fear.
Interesting shot. Through the glass, you see Daredevil, and then there's a newspaper clipping of Fisk right there. Everything's going red. There's definitely a season 2 on the way. Fisk has a gallery of vigilantes in that, what is it? A bunker of some kind? I'm not sure what it is. But he's smiling, he's having fun. He's initiated his Safer Streets initiative with vigilantism being illegal. We've already collected quite a few too. And with these cops being free to basically do what they wish, at least for now, how many innocent people are going to die? Like, we already saw that one kid who was looting. I don't know what he stole. Was it a TV or something? I wasn't really paying too much attention to what he grabbed, but they're just like, oh yeah, he's just a kid. It's like, nah, he's a vigilante. Stuck a mask onto his dead face just so they could kind of get away with it, you know? They got no body cams, no nothing, so there's going to be some lethal force being used on people. Yeah, I mean, this episode was kind of half finishing things, but also really setting up for season 2 with Fisk just going full kingpin, and obviously having the vigilantes in cages instead of just killing them, which I found interesting too. Although I suppose both Vanessa and Wilson are into art, and this could just be another like art gallery. Yeah, it's kind of interesting how it all circled back to Foggy and his case that he was kind of celebrating too early with Red Hook being a free port since I think it was like 1855, something like that. Meaning they could pretty much do whatever they want there. It doesn't fall under New York laws or American laws by the sound of it too. So they can get away with basically everything. What else was there? I mean, we could talk about Gallows' death and Fisk just ripping his head apart. I mean, you see the jaw being dislocated and his head being sort of crushed on the side there. That was insane. Very, very brutal. The last time he saw him do that to a guy, he used a car door, right? But yeah, wow. And they didn't even say he died. He could have just said, because of what happened last night, he was killed, blah, blah, blah. But instead it was like, oh yeah, he resigned. So they're just writing him off completely. Yeah, man, I can't believe they're making us wait for a season 2. I wonder when that's going to air. don't recall seeing when. Hopefully it's next year, but it might be 2027. Like, I think Spider-Man of all people should show up, but it's probably not going to happen, considering that Sony owns Spider-Man. But he has been mentioned, kind of, just vaguely. I mean, this is technically tied into the MCU, so it is a possibility he could show up for like a cameo or something. But this whole thing at the end there with the curfew and all the cops, or those corrupt cops on the streets and stuff, is very much a video game level. I could see either Daredevil or Spider-Man just doing their thing, saving the little guys from all the corrupt cops and all the other street crime and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I was trying to say earlier that this is classic storytelling in a way. There's nothing kind of unique about it. It's just the bad guys have their day. You see the good guys get beaten down. Bad guys have their win. And then, so that the hero's comeback is even more spectacular, right? You can't wait for Daredevil to save the day, maybe with the Punisher by his side or something. Like, who knows what's gonna happen, but like, you know that when the big hero's comeback is gonna be something special. I mean, could you really count this as something like, what's a good example? Maybe Empire Strikes Back, right? Like New Hope, the rebels win, the good guys win, there's a big celebration, and the bad guys strike back even harder. The bad guys win. And here we are. You could also count it towards, just to bring it back around to Marvel, to like Infinity War, Endgame. Good guys get beaten down, the good guys lose. And then, you know, we had the good guys winning throughout the entirety of the MCU. Winning. Empire Strikes Back, being Thanos. Thanos strikes back, the good guys lose, they get beaten down. And then the good guys come back even better. And it's classic hero storytelling. Not much to it. Somewhat predictable, but what can you do, man? Not to say this isn't a great story. It is phenomenal. I've been hooked on every episode so far. What would I call my favorite episode, though? I wouldn't call it the bank one. Definitely not episode 6. I probably have to call it the Hector Ayala one, where he wins. Everything seems to be going well, but then he gets killed at the end of the episode. I think that's probably my favorite one. Oh, what was that episode? Was that 3 or 4? I think it may have been 3. I just can't find my notes. Yeah, see, episode 3 was like he wins and it was just, man, things were kind of looking up, but then there was the whole, like, Matt Murdock. I hold Matt Murdock responsible for Hector's death. Like, that's it. No matter who pulled the trigger, I think Matt Murdock was responsible for that. In the process of the court, you know, he was, he revealed where he lived, or his kind of whereabouts of where he lived, which was a mistake, but what can you do? He said he lived near the subway. He lived in that general area. Matt Murdock, with losing the court case, Matt Murdock revealed Hector's true identity as the White Tiger, even though he had no right to do so. He did that just so he could win the court case, but he did, I'll give him this much. He did warn Hector not to put on the mask again, because obviously his identity being revealed, and where he lived had also been revealed, so they knew the general area, and because of that, when he puts the mask on, goes out on the street, they were ready and wait. They lured him into a trap and they killed him for it. So I think that's probably one of my favorite episodes of this season. This episode being a very close second because of everything that happened in there. And this just makes me wanting season 2 all the more faster, to be honest. I think that's all I really have to talk about. It was good to see Karen. It's just like, like I said, makes me want to just keep watching, find out what happens next. But for a season 1 ending, that is pretty good. But that's it. That's it for this episode, guys. I got nothing much else to talk about. Well, it's like, what else is there to talk about, really? I could talk about the music, I guess, in a sense. This episode was a little bit different in terms of music. Kind of, but not really. Throughout the course of this season, we had that one tune being played constantly. Just like, it was always there and it made you feel a certain way. Like everything was dark and dreary and you knew nothing good was happening with the music that was playing. It gives the show a certain feel, and I felt the same way when I watched something like Terminator Zero, right? The animated Terminator show. They had that same piece of music playing every episode, and it really made you feel a bit, like, what's the word I'm looking for, really? Melancholic, I think, is probably the correct term. It was just that melancholy feeling. Everything was dark and dreary. Nothing good was happening, especially in Terminator, with all the machines. Nothing good was happening. And this made me feel the exact same way. Made me want to keep watching. And then obviously, this show did have some tunes, some good ones here and there, just to sort of help build the scene that they were doing. But yeah, so like that's it. Not many shows kind of do that with the same piece of music over and over again in every episode, in multiple times in an episode, but it really, really helps build tension, and they did a fantastic job with it. I'm not gonna lie. So did Terminator Zero, but bring it back to this show, yeah, it really helped build how dark and gritty and how melancholic everything is supposed to be feeling, right? There's no happy-go-lucky, there's no Spider-Man quips, no nothing. It's just, this is a bad place to be. No one's having fun, except for Fisk. But like, yeah, heroes are just down on their luck, feeling all the angst and the pressure. And the music did a fantastic job on doing that. It's a pity we didn't get to see Daredevil wearing more than just his red outfit. We have seen the yellow. I think we saw the yellow mask in like She-Hulk or something. But we did see in this show specifically, we saw his little storage area that he had above his apartment. Above? I think it was above. And we saw the multiple colors. There was red, there was yellow. I think there was a black and like a gray. So, I mean, granted, this was about him becoming Daredevil again, so the red is what makes the most sense. So I'm hoping in season 2 we see him wearing different colors for different things. But who knows, man? Hopefully we see him in the yellow, but I do want to see him wearing other colors. Like I said, this was season 1. Season 2 could bring out a hell of a lot more. Hopefully we're going to see a bit more vigilantes. Because, I mean, this season we saw, would you call Bullseye a vigilante? We got the Punisher, we had Daredevil, we had the White Tiger, we had the Muse. And that was it. So we had like 5. We had mentions of Miss Marvel as a superhero, but like in terms of vigilantes, we saw 5. And granted, there's only 9 episodes in this season, so bringing out all the vigilantes is awesome. And as we saw at the end here, this episode, he had a full fucking gallery of these so-called vigilantes all just lined up for his pleasure. Punisher was there. Jack the swordsman was there. There was an old lady next to him. No idea who that was. There was a whole bunch of others we didn't really get to see or get a good look at. So I'm hoping we see them next season. And hopefully we find out. Hopefully we do actually find out who they are. Hopefully they don't just like die off screen, because they're kept in cages, so who knows what's going to happen to them. But who knows, man. Can't wait for season 2. But that is it for Daredevil Born Again season 1, guys. Let me know what you'll think about this season. Who was your favorite character in all this? Was it Matt Murdock? Was it Wilson Fisk? Vanessa? Was it Bullseye? Muse? Was it, what's his name, Daniel? The guy in the deputy mayor of communications, or whatever it was, I think is his title now. Was it that guy? Let me know what you'll think in the comment section down below. But that is it for this video, guys. Join me next time for season 2. But in the meantime, as usual, if you all enjoy this reaction and want to see more, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, join me next time. And I'll see you there. Bye, guys.